Yo guys, what's going on? I'm back again with another video. It is absolutely beautiful outside. It is Monday, the day after Easter. I decided I should probably do a review now that I've had a couple of months to take in the Samsung Gear VR powered by Oculus. So, I'm going to set you guys here. Don't fall, please. So, the first thing I want to talk about with these is, without the phone, they make your eyes look freaking weird. But enough about that. That's not an actual feature that you want to use. Or maybe you do. Whatever. So, what I first want to talk to you about is the controls. First thing is touchpad. You're going to use this for the majority of your time while immersing yourself in the Oculus world. The second thing you're probably going to use the most often is the back button. This will bring you back to the Oculus home screen. It'll also, I think, function as play and pause during videos and games. I think you hold it to go back to the actual VR menu. Third thing you're probably going to use the most often is, or the third most often thing that you're going to use is the volume. Now, that is going to be very important as to who you're around, because I believe the speakers are down here and they are actually quite loud, or they just play out of your phone, and my phone speakers are quite loud. Yeah. So that's probably the third most often thing you're going to be using. Fourth most often, and this is probably going to be the least thing you use often-ish. This is going to be the thing you use the least on the actual headset, is the zoom. Now, if you notice, when you do the zoom, when you do plus, it goes out. When you do minus, it goes in. That's actually physically just how close the phone is to your lenses. Now, the reason that this is included is because we don't all have the same eyesight. Some of us may have bad eyesight. Some of us may have good eyesight. It just depends. Now, one thing I would like to talk about is that when you take off the headset, you don't have to worry about the phone, you don't have to worry about the phone playing the video after you take off the headset, because it has a sensor right here, and that's a light sensor. So when that light sensor is covered up by darkness, aka your forehead, yep, your forehead, it will actually start the Oculus app and everything. When you take it off, it'll actually pause it, which is actually a pretty cool feature. That way you don't just take it off, lay it down, and you're killing your battery. Now, speaking of killing your battery, what Samsung did is they also included a charging port for your phone while in the Oculus, because the app itself drains a lot of battery, and it's actually a really handy thing to have. Now, granted, with the average Samsung charger that you have, you're not going to be able to move very far, unless you have maybe like a 6-foot charging cable. Now, those are very handy. They can also be very annoying at times. So, whatever you use, it's whatever. Now, next thing I want to talk about is the 3-point harness system that connects your beautiful face to this actual device. It comes with Velcro straps, which are very adjustable. Now, it's actually 2 straps that you actually have to hook in. Now, these 2 plastic bits here and here come in, but this part on top does not. You have to physically hook that in. Now, it operates just fine without the top strap, although I do recommend it because it is a very expensive piece of equipment and technology that you do not want to have drop and get destroyed. Now, fourth thing I want to talk to you about is the compatibility. This device, this version, is compatible with the Galaxy S6, S7, S6 Edge, and S7 Edge. So, you may ask, how's it compatible? Well, it's actually not a very complicated question to answer. Right here, you have these clips. I don't know if you can actually see them very well or not, but there are 3 clips on each corner that lock in your phone. The next thing is this little micro USB port. Now for the iPhone users out here, this means you are SOL when you want to use this. Apple, you got to come out with a VR if you want to keep you guys happy with that one VR. So, the way you adjust it is you lift it up and you would plug your phone in and then clip it in here and it would lock in. But, so you have an an S6 or a smaller device, such as an S7 like I do. You're going to want it on the setting of B, which pushes it closer to this. That makes it so your phone can lock in. And then if you want to adjust it, there's a small little button when you lift up. You can push in and slide it back. I'm not going to because it's kind of a pain, honestly. They probably could have put it in a more like accessible place, like maybe right here or something, but I can't really judge or say anything about it. So, my rating out of 10. This is my first ever VR headset. Right now, I think they're at about $70 on Amazon, so I'm going to base it off of that price range. But, actually no, I'm going to base it off of the initial price range, which was a couple of $100s. I mean, you can go to Best Buy and literally get this for like, I think around $300 when it first came out. So, I'm going to base it off of that price range because that's what they retailed for. So, for $300, it's really dependent on the user. Now, I can't really stress that enough because this is my personal opinion. I used VR for the first couple of months. I kind of died out, and now I'm debating whether or not I want to continue. So, as for this headset, I would rate it about a 9. Like, headset itself, I'm not rating the quality of the VR. I know I've hit some very poor quality VR apps and videos, but that has no effect on the physical headset. Physical headset, out of 10, I would rate about an 8.5 or an 8. In the 8 range. I wouldn't go above that. I know some of you would, some of you wouldn't. So, that's just my personal take on it. I mean, for the price range, it's a bit steep. Now it's about $70, but when it first came out, it was not very accessible to a lot, considering right now it would be more expensive than an Xbox One S that you can get on Amazon for $200. So there's always some give and take with that. $70, you really can't go wrong with it. Whether it's a gift or for yourself, it's a really cool, neat thing that you're gonna want to try. I mean, the only downside is you can get very dizzy, and if you have seizures, I believe they say that these may trigger them. So that's also another thing you have to keep in mind is your state of your mental being, well, not mental, but brain or something along those lines. I don't know what I'm really talking about. All I know is it can hurt your eyes after a while, and you lose your balance very easily because it's very, very weird. It's just this device that I'm recording on, it just makes a complete difference when you really take a look at into the piece of machinery. But it's almost life-altering. The amount of technology that went into this is very cool. For the price range, it's a give and take. Right now, definitely it's steal. But yeah, guys, that's just my opinion on Samsung Oculus Gear VR. I'd go buy it. You can always sell it if you don't like it. So guys, that's pretty much my take. I hope you guys like the video. You comment, state your opinion, subscribe, do what you guys do. And I will see you guys in the next one.